Hi guys, welcome to the MOODe Bande show. We have amazing guests with us today. We've got GAURAV and ANANT from Extra Carbon. We've got Jerry Almeida with us, the renowned author of Karma Kari and Man Ki Baat book. So today we are talking about Swach Bharat Mission, and is it like an initiative or is it a sham? So guys, first of all, how important is cleanliness of mind, body, home, and then the country?
I think it starts with the mind, because when the mindset is not right, then the country cannot be right.
True.
When your mindset is not right, your body cannot be clean. When your mindset is not clean, your home truly cannot be clean, because your home is a microcosm within a society, which is a microcosm within a country, which is a microcosm in the world.
Right.
So when your mindset is that, Modi साफ करेगा, या कोई bureaucrat साफ करेगा, या municipality साफ करेगा, या extra carbon साफ करेगा, पर हम साफ नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि ये तो और किसी का काम है, हमारा काम थोड़ी ना है, है ना? हमारा काम हमारे घर को साफ रखना है। कचरा जो है घर में वो बाहर फेंको। तो चाहे वो आप बॉम्बे में जाओ या दिल्ली में जाओ, माइंडसेट वो है कि हम अपना घर साफ रखेंगे, पर मोहल्ले के बाहर क्या हो रहा है वो हमें फिक्र नहीं।
ये हमारे को ना शुरू से सिखाया जाता है। इफ यू गो पास्ट एंड इफ यू थिंक अबाउट घर पे कैसे होता था, झाड़ू लगाओ, घर के बाहर निकाल दो। That used to be the only culture.
Right.
It starts from our house,
right.
Your house, everywhere.
Right.
So now we have started learning. उठाओ, इसको निकाल के फेंको. Earlier it was झाड़ू लगाओ, बाहर फेंको.
Right.
That was the problem. So आप अपना घर साफ कर रहे हो, आप अपना दिमाग नहीं साफ कर रहे.
Right.
And I think it starts with that. When I say mind, I'm not just talking about mind. I'm talking about the mindset which he spoke about. That it's inbuilt in us. And I'll just give an example. We clean our body, we clean it with soap, but do we really cleanse, right? We don't really cleanse. I mean, we clean it superficially.
True.
You can see it in restrooms. I mean, I sometimes when I'm in conferences, because I speak in a lot of conferences, I avoid shaking hands with men.
Right.
Because they think they're God's gift to humankind. So these are educated men, trust me, very educated senior executives, entrepreneurs, businessmen, who go to the men's room and then they don't wash their hands. So when I'm seeing them, because they're not washing their hands, and then they come and want to shake hands with me. I don't want to shake hands with you, dude. Now, so is he really clean in body also? It's a big question. वो दिखावा है कि हम मतलब अरमानी सूट पहन के, गुच्ची बेल्ट पहन के आ गए कॉन्फ्रेंस में, but you are not cleaning your hands, dude.
Yeah,
that's the basic.
So basically he's talking about the habit.
Yeah.
So habit needs to be changed.
More than the habit, the mindset. Because if you don't change your mindset, then you can't change your habit. Since I train and coach people, everybody focuses on behaviors. So now in India, let's come to the country now. Now that we've spoken mind, body. In India, everybody complains.
Mind, body.
Yeah. In India, everybody complains. The country is unclean because the government is not doing anything. Chalo, मान लिया. So I go to Singapore regularly for a talk over there. Some of the colleagues, your colleagues working in with you at MOODe, like Malika, studied in Singapore, right? In Singapore for many years now, I've been trying to get a cab driver, or some of my friends who are in private equity or in banking or in FMCG or whatever work they do. So right from the guy who's a cab driver to an executive to an entrepreneur to a private equity investor, takes me everywhere in Singapore to the best of places. I love going to a place called Little China because the best restaurants and the best authentic food you get over there. But whenever I ask them to take me to Little India, there is a problem. No one has taken me to Little India. The cab driver advises me, sir, you don't want to go. And this cab driver is Indian. Now, why don't they want to take me to Little India? Let's understand this. Because Little India, I believe, is filthy. So it's the same Indian who complains about government over here, who's taken his mindset over there and made Little India in Singapore, where the government is very particular about cleanliness, filthy. And the government has also given up on Little India. This is not Singapore.
I feel there are two parts to this. When you talk about the body, your individual body, there's laziness, there's uneducated mindset, but there's also, when you talk about a grander scheme, there's lack of respect.
Yeah.
People have lack of respect for everything in India.
True.
The country itself, other human beings. When you talk about not washing your hands, it's not just about the fact that someone has to keep themselves clean. When you go and you shake someone else's hand and you haven't cleaned it, you're showing a lack of respect to other person.
Absolutely.
So are we?
And more than lack of respect for the other person, I think it's lack of dignity where you don't have respect for yourself.
Yeah, it's
Because you know other people are seeing you and you don't have respect for yourself.
You don't have a respect for constructs, social constructs, actual physical construct. You take everything for granted. It is why any government scheme is bound to fail in India, because after a while people will take what the government has done for granted. We take everything for granted. That's not something I see in Vancouver. When the government does something, the people feel a sense of responsibility to that, because they see effort, they see progress, and they want to keep that progress.
So are we saying that when people would go to the extent of cleaning themselves first, their home, and then they would put shit back into the country, they are not giving respect to their country, they are taking it for granted?
When you say cleaning themselves, it's still at a very superficial level, right? You have a bath in the morning,
right,
but you're not cleaning yourself through the day. So people even go and have lunch without washing their hands. Right? The basics which are taught to us in school. And this, like I said, I can forgive a guy in a village who's so-called illiterate doing that.
They're far more educated.
But the educated mass, which has gone to Harvard and IIM and IIT on taxpayers' money, that's another
episode
altogether.
Yeah.
But
Berkeley, you missed Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Brown, Berkeley and Brown.
Brown and Cardiff.
Whatnot.
We can fire the names because we all know all the names. But what I'm trying to say is that if those guys are not cleaning their hands through the day, it shows you a certain mindset that they're not even bothered about themselves, because after all you are eating those germs, right? So these guys who talk about, so I think we need to go beyond cleanliness. We need to go into cleansing, and cleansing is at a deeper level. It's at a belief level. It's at a respect level which he spoke about. It's at a mind level which he spoke about. And only then can the country truly be clean, because you understand that you have a responsibility towards the cleanliness and the cleansing, right? And I think that's a tall order. That's a very tall order.
If you want to, close this or conclude it, then yes, after the mindset, it then comes the respect, and it gives you a will to take action. Things are changing. People who are, like he said, that who are ready to take the jhadu, and they are not only teaching themselves, they are teaching their children. And I know a lady, she's a crusader. She has gone to every house, very old lady, around 70-71. She pressed the doorbell. जब भी कोई दरवाज़ा खोलता था, it's like बेटा मैं तो 70-71 की हूँ और थोड़े दिन बाकी है मेरे. मैंने तो इंडिया साफ सुथरा देखा था, तुम लोग देख लो, तुम और तुम्हारे बच्चे कैसे रहने.
What's the name?
So her name is Dr. Krishna Bhatt.
Very nice. Yeah.
And this message was so hard hitting that residents, they have started segregating from next day कि अरे यार ये तो आत्मा भूत चल कर आ गया है बताने के लिए.
Excellent, brilliant. I think I think these are the kind of citizens that you require.
Right.
And tell us something more about Extra Carbon before we go on, so that because
see what is the brand, what is the mission?
So Extra Carbon, we are trying to convert the waste into a material.
Okay.
The problem, as we were talking about, is the mindset. And when I was in UK, I realized that, and even he can correlate, that in West, they don't call it a waste management anymore. They call it a material management.
Okay.
Because this is something which you can use further.
Very nice. So that's the mindset.
So your waste can be his resource.
His resource, right.
So we have a platform where we connect.
Okay. So when I came back, I realized most of the people, they see waste as a waste, except Anant. And I asked him to come with me for a drive, and in only half an hour he said that let's do it, let's set the ball rolling. So since that day we never looked back. But the challenge started from our families. The resistance came from our families. Again, that mindset is that मेरा लड़का लंदन भेजा पढ़ने के लिए, आके ये करेगा. Right. और उधर से भी ऐसा कि मैंने 10 साल इस लड़के ने इतनी बड़ी कंपनी
in India the waste management industry is not very highly
it is not there.
But things changed when Modi ji became PM and he said Swach Bharat. From next day, people started taking us seriously. We started this business a year ago before this Swach Bharat Abhiyan.
Very nice. Good.
And from 2014 onwards, we have been recognized by a lot of platforms. We have been awarded also. And it is very safe to say that in our category we are, I think, second or third organization which is registered on Startup and Stand Up India.
Oh, excellent.
So yes, Mr. Modi, I mean, your audience should not think that I'm a fan of Mr. Modi, but yes, he changed the perception and the mindset.
So he's been a change maker in a lot of
yes,
ways.
absolutely.
So basically, if someone is taking the responsibility, then everyone should come along.
Right.
So we are in that come along
Very
mode.
nice.
Excellent.
Good. It's a good business model.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So, I mean, if you want to know the data about how much this sector can, create, there is a data created by one agency only. They are claiming that it will be a $13 billion industry by 2025. But it is right now a $20 billion industry because this economy, this waste management business is running on cash.
Right.
Because waste management, we have different verticals. We have e-waste, dry waste, kabadi walas are there, then municipal solid waste, biomedical waste. There are, at least 10, 12 verticals. Even, Army also releases tender for tank cleaning.
Okay.
Which is 1 crore per tank.
All right.
Yes. So there is
साइज हुई यार सीखनी पड़ेगी.
मैं तो कहता था मम्मी से पहले मुझे जमादार बना दो, माना नहीं.
Exactly.
जमादार बनने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. जमादार बन के जो साफ किया उसका क्या किया उसमें
वो आपको देना लगा.
जमादार तो हम सारे ही हैं.
वो धंधा आप दोगे ना.
वो आपको देना
जमादार तो
लगा.
हम सारे ही हैं. हम पोटी भी साफ जगह में करते हैं लेकिन चाहते हैं कि बाकी सब ठीक रहे.
No, this was told by my mother also.
Yes.
इतना पढ़ाई लिखाई करी कभी तेरे को शाबाशी मिली. कूड़ा वाला बना तो तेरे को शाबाशी मिलेगी. But at a philosophical level, somebody like Jerry, he said that you are not a kabadi wala. We are a kabadi wala because we are storing kabad at our house.
Yeah, we are shitty people. You are actually helping us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are taking your waste. So we can't be kabadi wala. You are kabadi wala. Your waste we are taking. So ideally, you are the person who's
improving
creating
our
the
life
waste.
standard actually.
But we don't want to, put a new term for what we do. In the
Right.
beginning, we were like, we are educated. Let's call something else.
Fancy.
Not fancy, but something else, because the people who are working in this sector, even
Right.
they need an identity,
Right.
a different identity. Why you are looking down at them? Because of this term probably. A kabadi wala, a driver, a mali. So why
We don't have respect for human beings.
Yeah,
That's where the mindset problem is. We don't
Perception
have,
problem.
we will look down upon a janitor or a sweeper or a person who's cleaning the road or a municipal worker who's working hard to feed his
Depending on the nature
stomach.
of his
But we will go and hug Vijay Mallya and get a selfie. तो मन में गंध है क्योंकि विजय माल्या हीरो है, चाहे वो कितना भी बड़ा चोर हो, पर जो साफ कर रहा है उसको हम रिस्पेक्ट देना भूल जाते हैं.
So it is something.
जबकि वो हमारा समाज साफ रख रहा है.
वो हमी को साफ कर रहा है.
यहाँ के बंदे बाहर जाकर going to other countries when they are educating themselves, जो भी MBA हो रहा है, whatever they are doing, वहाँ जाके sweeper भी बनेंगे,
सब करते हैं सर, यहाँ से पढ़ाई कर
everything. But they won't, when they come back, they would not have the same respect.
To be honest though, I had a cultural shock when I went there, in the sense that I didn't know how to segregate waste, and I lived on my own, and I had to learn on the fly. They have garbage days. You have to segregate meat, and you have to segregate your regular food stuff. They have
Right.
paper. They have like 4-5 different segregations,
Right.
and if you don't take it
They
out
don't
on the right
convert
day, they leave it,
They
and
leave
then
it, right.
and then you have to pay a lot of money. Right?
Right.
So I actually
So there is a gate fees in most of the Western countries. If they are not going to pick up your waste,
You have to pay.
You have to drive down
right
Right.
and drop it at their gate,
And
and
pay
you
the
have to
money.
pay.
quite a bit of money,
And
Yeah.
that's a gate fees.
Yeah, because otherwise it rots in your house, right?
और हमें बड़ी
And
हमें बड़ी मुश्किल हुई. मैं जब वहाँ गया था ना
हाँ.
स्टार्टिंग में, तो 2 महीने तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि कौन सा कचरा किस डब्बे में फेंकना.
I had a similar
प्लास्टिक में
experience.
मैं कोई और कूड़ा फेंक रहा हूँ. कूड़ा
Yeah.
मेरे पे कंप्लेंट्स
And
आती थी कि
lots-
आपका कूड़ा गलत जा रहा है इस घर
In
से.
fact, they lots of times.
बिन अलग अलग है, हमें क्लियर
And like it's rocket science.
होता है सर.
No. To be fair, because you,
No, I'm not talking about it.
no, but quite a few times, quite a few times they didn't pick up my waste because I kept the wrong
No,
stuff.
I'm not talking about him, but this is a mindset problem.
This is a mindset.
I remember when I started this entire concept of taking students out to clean the streets as a part of the ethical leadership course that we do in B schools. There was a lot of resistance, even from the faculty, because my contract with the college or the B school is that the students I will inspire, but the faculty has to mandatorily come with me to clean the streets. So everybody said, I'm professor. I said, नहीं तो मैं नहीं आ रहा. आपको चाहिए मैं आना तो you want me to come for an ethical leadership course? I'm not even charging you my original fees. I'm coming for an honorarium. Then you have to do what I say. And students, 70% by end of day one I inspire. 30% are still resisting. And I remember in the premier most college of India called ISV, 2008. This was the second day of my starting the ethical leadership course. One of the students came up to me at the end of day one, because at the end of day one they have to go and buy brooms and garbage bags. And just like what both of them were narrating, he said, Jerry, I'm meant for better things. I said,
Big change.
I said, I know your profile. You've been a banker, right? With some Citibank or something for 5 or 6 years before you joined ISB. So you come here, I know, to improve your career and get a better pay packet. So he said, yeah, exactly. I'm an intellectual, Jerry. I'm meant for better things, so I won't do this.
Let's talk over a cigar.
So I said,
Scotch.
Thank you for clarifying the reason, man, because I'm so happy that, you are so sorted out in your brain that you're an intellectual, you're meant for better things. That's why you won't clean the streets around your college. But we are your slaves, we'll clean it. And then I also have a Keeda to, instigate people. Keeda Hai Kya. So I said to him, can you see Dean Rao? Dean Rao was still the dean of that place at that time. Satyam had not yet happened. And I said, can you see Dean Rao, Ragnikar, all your professors and admin staff? They have garbage bags in their hands, they have a broom in their hands. And he said, yeah, what are you trying to tell me? I said, I'm trying to figure out, you said to me, and I'm wondering now, you're an intellectual, but you're learning from idiots. And the light still did not go on. After half an hour, the light went on and he came to me, sir, Jerry, I'll also do it. I said, lag ja, kar tera hi hai na, lag ja. So I think you need to hurt people at a deeper level where the mindset gets shifted. That, this is your house, man. There's no shame or embarrassment in cleaning it.
True.
There's one more point I want to add to that, which is you're talking about adults. I want to look from the perspective of kids. The reason I had a retrospective moment when I was there. I had many cultural shocks when it comes to these things. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to clean up after myself, wash my clothes, any of these things. And it was because I always had a maid. I had a life that I could always rely on my parents, right, to do these things. And I feel like this is something all Indian kids, or most Indian kids who go outside face.
Right.
We are not independent. We are reliant. This is something that permeates throughout society in every aspect.
We are made dependent.
So the way you said,
and yet again we don't respect the house help.
Right.
Which does all this.
I didn't respect what they did, in the sense that I always thought it was not below me, but it was easy. And that's a different sort of lack of respect. And I suffered in the first year because I didn't have any time management skills. I couldn't manage living on my own and doing education. And then I had to kick myself up the ass. And I feel like, I'm not blaming my parents, but I feel like I was mollycoddled my entire life. And I think that that's something parents do.
Yeah.
And fighting adults is one thing, right? But if you want to make a long-term change in any aspect, it starts with the kids. You must indoctrinate them.
I completely endorse you. It's very difficult repairing adults, but it's very easy building up better kids.
And we must.
And that's the mission actually.
You must teach parents to better teach their kids.
Absolutely.
Because parents, I see this flaw in society as a bad mark on our parenting skills. Because we have failed as a society if we can't teach our kids respect, cleanliness, general chores and basic human behaviors.
But I think what you're saying is very true, and that's exactly how when we designed Keeda Hai Kya, it was a step in that direction.
Right.
And I'll be very frank with you, when we first started this in colleges, and then we did a pilot in Goa, where Manohar Parrikar, this is much before Swach Bharat became a mandate, came out to clean the creeks of Goa with us and clean the streets of Pancham.
Right.
Manohar Parrikar was the CM.
Right.
And he did it purely out of choice,
Right.
not because somebody had made a mandate out of it. And it was disgusting that, Goans, as they are called, and I am also from Goa, I don't like calling myself a Goan because I always say, show me the Indian in India, or show me the human being in India. And everybody complaining, Goa is so unclean, so dirty. And why is it dirty? Oh, all the Indian tourists come here, no? But they give you revenue, no?
Right.
So clean. At least if they are not cleaning, you keep the place clean. It's your home.
Right.
It's like cleaning the shop clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in Goa,
Keeping the shop
Keeping their own place
Yeah.
clean, but the country is not their own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the heart of Goa is the Kampal Creek. The original traditional name was Sant Inez Creek. And on that creek is the Taj Vivanta. So people come and stay there. And that creek stinks. And the elite of Goa stay on that creek. They have traditional heritage mansions and homes. So we have to go from home to home and shame people. Why are we waiting for someone else to clean? Let's clean it. And that's how it started. Because, and that's the Keeda. Because now let me give you some examples over here, right? So this is Goa, where you have people complaining Indian tourists come and dirty Goa. Agreed. But it's your home, you can clean it.
Right.
And the movement caught on. Today, Kampal Creek is cleaner. I wouldn't say it's very clean, but it's cleaner. And the Taj Vivanta finally, after 3 years, 4 years of lobbying them, have joined in. So you have to lobby a hotel to understand that the hotel stands on a dirty creek.
And you know why you have to lobby them? Because people don't care enough to punish the hotel.
Yeah.
It was inside the air conditioner, but the whiff comes in. But the general manager was not bothered.
Yeah.
She, and mind you, it was a she who should have been more responsible. She was like, no, but what can we do alone? Well, you're a business.
This
You.
is the atmosphere.
Yeah, this is the-
No, in Western countries, they get punished. If a business doesn't do it, you don't have to lobby anything.
They are getting punished here
Capital.
also.
No.
Now they have started
Punished
getting-
not by the
getting
government.
punished,
Not by the government. By
by the
capitalism.
locals, by the locals.
By the fact that people would forego going to that hotel because it's unclean.
And it's sad because Taj is a part of the Tata group, which is the original group which has started philanthropy much before anybody
CSR.
else, before 2% happened. But it's not about the Tatas as a group. This is the petty mindset of people who are only driving profits. Who don't understand that CSR is not about just giving 2%. It's about taking care of your surroundings and the society around you. Anyway, that's
This is one perspective of Keeda Hai Kya.
Yeah.
Second perspective, which we have to do it without even calling it Keeda Hai Kya, that this sector lacks big time talent. And when as a company you have to recruit people, it is very difficult because we are not in a sexy business like e-commerce or
online
like
platform,
business.
How is the resume like?
Technology.
So when we
No,
started,
but the whole idea is the entire concept of waste management can become very sexy.
It is.
Right.
It is actually.
it is actually very sexy.
And it is very sexy. It's probably sexier than the fashion industry, right? Because
How is the resume going to like?
So I'll tell you one thing. So when we started, the first year we hardly had like 2 employees.
Alright.
Then something good happened. Then we hired some more when Swach Bharat and all came in. So people were like enthusiastic. Even sir, हमें भी कुछ क्या हो रहा है, join कर ले यार. मतलब we had engineers also coming that time. Now we have 48 people, and now IIM is approaching us to go there for their campus interviews.
Yes.
very nice.
IIM
And it's already sexy because what we realized is whether it was ISB or Sadhana Center in Pune where it all started, or Symbiosis or MDI over here or Soil over here, that when students clean the streets, their give back and their gratification after doing that is so huge that the chest swells with pride. I did something here.
and they get bragging
How do we
rights.
change this in smaller cities? Like, say,
No,
I'm from a small city, Kanpur.
So that's that's where the next
not
step
small.
came of
Kanpur is not small.
In the sense, in terms of Delhi and Mumbai.
You know,
right?
I understand how do you spread this out, and that's where the next
Not
step
about-
came in about influencing
Like,
Modi
we've got the
ji.
biggest pan parag industry there, right? People are spitting
Pan
like
Parag
anything.
is a bad.
Exactly.
Right? And people are spitting everywhere. That is also not,
ग्राफिटी कर दिया ना वहाँ पे तो कानपुर में तो सारा
वहाँ पे तो आपको पेंट करने की जरूरत नहीं दीवारों को.
That spitting reminds me, right? So I'll tell you, there's some good examples
Right.
in India, right? And I'll just give you those examples. You know, the Delhi metro, it's almost 13 years old today. It's spick and span. It's as squeaky clean as a whistle, man. Right? You can go in the Delhi metro and I promise you, it's a world-class metro. Not just a world-class metro. It's the best in the world.
Best in the world.
There is a certain etiquette of people you will see. They'll allow people to get down first.
Yeah,
now let me tell you, as a student of human behavior, there's something I do. People don't know, but I'm going to reveal it on
MOODe TV.
On MOODe TV for the first time. So if I catch a guy who's chewing pan, since you spoke about pan, I mark him, right? And I'm observing his behavior. I love traveling by the metro because it's nice and cool. And I'm seeing him is chewing the pan, but he's not. He's conscious because people are watching him. He dares spit in the train.
Right.
People will probably clobber him. Then he gets down at a station. It's not my station, but I get down because now this guy has become a
Mission.
Mission.
not a mission. He's
Tell you how it's done.
He's study material.
Yeah,
for me.
he's an experiment.
He's research for me. The guy's got down on the station. Now he's walking on the station. Nobody's watching him now. Everybody's busy in their hustle bustle. The train has passed and the track is free, so he can spit.
Right.
But he's not spitting. He doesn't know I'm stalking. I'm like 15-20 meters away. Then he gets on the escalator. Comes up. He's still chewing his pan. He's not spat. Right? Then he gets out of the gate. And now I'm closer to him. I'm like 5 meters away. I've closed the distance. And the moment he gets out of the gate. So you see, a certain discipline has to be created. A regulation has to be created so people understand that it's not only in the metro, but in the city that you need to be clean. And I think that is where the whole idea of influencing Modi ji to start Swach Bharat took a Keeda in the head. And through Manohar and everybody, we tried to do it. But the idea was never to make it mandatory.
Okay.
By making it mandatory, I feel it's become a sham because then everybody has been doing photo ops. Yogi is standing with the broom like that and there's not anything around. You know Yogi?
What
the
is
guy
Salman
who,
Khan
whatever
doing
his
that
full
broom?
name is.
Adityanath.
Adityanath, right?
Adityanath.
And for him it's a photo because he wants to show where Jadu hota hai. Pandit who Jadu
Yogi
hota hai.
Adityanath is a whole different level.
You get
of
it?
Salman Khan doing
You
it.
see any of Salman Khan,
Everybody did
Amir
that.
Khan,
That's
they
for
all
the
did that
sake
because
of
they are all
selfie.
trying to
All the
appease
beautiful
Modi,
actors,
right? So Modi had a good intent because, okay, by the way, Swach Bharat when we designed it is not an original concept. The way we designed it is the original concept of cleaning the streets of India, but the idea is borrowed from a concept called broken windows, which happened in New York. So in New York, what they did is that instead crimes had started going very high. You know, Central Park once upon a time, for example, in New York was a place you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And the mayor of New York at that time, I think
Rudy
it
Giuliani?
was Bloomberg.
Bloomberg.
They started this concept, or was it Giuliani? I forget. And they started this concept called broken windows. They said instead of addressing big crimes, we'll address the small crimes and the small vandalism, which included graffiti. So they started cleaning everything. So the moment people still started dirting, but slowly the ownership came in that these guys are cleaning it, let's not do it. And that's exactly what Swach Bharat did. When we started Keeda Hai Kya, it started ballooning. So we had a group of people who are now called the ugly Indians in Bangalore. Aap ganda karte raho, hum aake saaf karenge. Bhopal mein hai bunch of fools. Goa mein hai creek freak sab, hai na? Gujarat mein there's, and all of them have called themselves nice funny names, you know, ugly Indian, bunch of fools, clowns are us, Waste Warriors, which is run by Jody Underhill, who's a Britisher who's cleaning India.
Right.
Indians should feel ashamed that bahar wale aake saaf kar rahe hain aur hum saaf nahi kar rahe.
अंग्रेजों को जाना ही नहीं चाहिए था
Now,
यहीं रहते तो ठीक
and now that brings me to the question of Dehradun. So last year, I had 2 talks in the same week. One in Dehradun for an automobile company, and then for a bank in Coorg, which is Madikeri. Now look at the 2 mindsets of 2 different places. Have you been to Dehradun recently?
I am
You're from there?
very close from there.
Dirty, filthy hill station. I went to Dehradun last year.
Like Shimla.
Last year after almost around 8 or 9 years, and it had become filthier and dirtier. So since I was there, I called some of my friends who were there. Some of them have gone to the Doon school. So they all took me out for dinner. And at dinner time, I said to them, I said, you know, guys, I'm sure your homes are squeaky clean, but the city is going to the dogs, man. It's gone from bad to worse. And they said to me, you know, you're right, Jerry. This is Indian tourists. They come here and dirty. So I shut up after that. I didn't want to spoil the dinner. So I just said to them, you know, I said, you sound like my Goan brothers and sisters. They also complain about India too. So I said, let's wrap up the conversation. I don't want to get into it and spoil dinner. And let's enjoy the beer.
So guys, please like, subscribe, share the video, and please leave your comments down below. What do you feel is India truly a Swach nation? What are you doing to make it a Swach country? हम दूसरों के ऊपर तो blame और onus डाल देते हैं. What are we doing ourselves as a society? Please share your stories. MOODe is India's own platform for sharing stories. We are waiting to see your comments. Thank you so much.